Hey dolls, welcome back and thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. If you're new here, my name is Amber Michon and I do weekly DIYs, hauls, and other fun things. If you're not new, hey doll, hey. Alright dolls, so in today's video I have another round of fall DIYs for you, all $1, dollar store, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, Target's Dollar Spot. I really hope you enjoy them because I absolutely love how each one of them came out. I went for a nice like buffalo check theme this time and I'm really enjoying putting together some pieces that match and go together these days. So super excited about it. But one other thing, as we wind down the fall DIY season and move into like Halloween and Christmas, I just want to let you know I have maybe 1 or 2 other fall DIYs coming your way in the next few weeks, and then I will do a decorate with me, so that should be a lot of fun because I absolutely love each one of these DIYs that I have put out for you guys. So make sure if you enjoy this video, give me a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell next to it so you don't miss an upload. All right, dolls, let's jump right in.
Is this what you want now? Feels like you're looking for something better.
All right, for the first DIY, I'm going to go ahead and use this wooden craft pumpkin from Dollar Tree. Take off that tag at the top, and then I'm going to go ahead and give this a coat of white paint. I am pretty much out of white paint, so this is the bottom of this bucket. Hopefully I can find some somewhere soon. Then I'm using my new heat tool that I got to dry this, like rapid dry it. I just wanted to show you guys, just in case you're interested in maybe getting one. This one only cost me about $20. I know there's others that maybe like $15. So I would highly suggest that you invest in one because it just makes my projects and all my crafts go by even quicker. So then the next step, what I'm going to do is wrap some twine around the stem of this pumpkin. Just use a little bit of hot glue at the top and the bottom to get it to stay in place. Then I have this leftover blessed wall decal and these little like wheat leaves. So I'm going to go ahead and place the blessed word in the middle of this pumpkin and then the wheat leaves at the bottom, and just no real formation, just kind of sticking it there the way that I thought it would look good. The next thing I did to give this a little bit more detail and character is I went ahead and dry brushed the edges of this pumpkin with some black acrylic paint using my chunky brush from Dollar Tree. After that, I really did love the way that it looked, but it just needed something else. I didn't really want to put a leaf on there because I had the little the wheat leaves at the bottom. So I took this buffalo check ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree, made a little bow, and then hot glued that to the top. It was super cute. The next part is this little wood stand. So I got this off of the pumpkin pieces that already come on it at Dollar Tree, and so I just attached it to this one with some hot glue, and I love how this turned out. It's so simple. This literally took me maybe an hour to do, not even joking. It was so easy and it's so pretty. For our next DIY, I'm going to use a square dowel rod, this Friends Gather Here sign from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use the Farmer's Market calendar from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use the pumpkin patch page. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and measure out my dowel rods and on the sides and the front. This always gives me a hard time because I have to measure out where the ones are going to be on the inside of it. So yeah, just do your best with that. I'm probably not really good at explaining it anyways. And then I just cut it using my miter box. The other thing I wanted to show you guys was this cute ladybug vacuum, table vacuum that I found on Amazon. I saw somebody else with it, but they didn't have where they got it from. So I searched like near and wide for it, and I found it on Amazon. It was literally like $7. Get that, invest in that too, to clean up your workspace really easily and quickly. So then next I'm going to go ahead and just use my glue stick that I got from Dollar Tree, put that on the sign, and then place that pumpkin patch page right on top and smooth it out nice and smooth. Yeah. Next, then I went ahead and decided to put my rods in place, making sure that they fit. I had kind of a space, an opening on one side because I cut it too low, but I'll fix that. Then I'm going to go ahead and sand down the ends because they're a little kind of frayed and whatnot. But then I realized I didn't really want the natural wood on this sign, so I decided to paint them black, and I just used my chunky brush and painted them all black. And now I'm just going to go ahead and glue them down with my glue gun. I had a little bit of the hot glue seeping through the underneath, like the rods, but that's okay. You can just totally like wipe that up and peel it up when it dries. Then to hang it on the back, I'm just going to take a buffalo check piece of the ribbon, glue that down to the back with some craft sticks. And to cover up the space where I had my rods that didn't touch, I just put a wood leaf on there that I got from Dollar Tree last year. But this is how it turned out, and I absolutely love it. I think it's so cute. And painting those dowel rods black really, really brought this look together. Next up, we're going to use another page out of the Farmer's Market calendar, the one that says Autumn Homegrown. And then I had the pumpkins, apples, and hayrides piece from a previous DIY that I did that I cut off. And then this sign is a failed project that I did. I'm not even going to go into detail on what it was, but it looks crazy. So I decided just to go ahead and repurpose this. So I went ahead and adhered my page and the small piece with my glue stick, because I love the glue stick. I've been saying for a couple of weeks now that using Mod Podge just is not my friend anymore. I just don't like it. So yeah, and then I had to cut down the word part of the page a little bit because it was just too long. So I just glued that to the bottom. And then on the side, since the page wasn't big enough, I took some burlap, cut that down to size, and then ripped off the sides so that I can get a little bit more of a rustic farmhouse look for it to match the actual page. And then I cut it a little bit longer than it was so that way I can glue it to the back of the sign. And then I'm also going to go ahead and incorporate my buffalo check ribbon on this as well, putting that on the top, cutting that down to size as well, and gluing that to the back. I didn't really like that it covered the entire burlap piece, so what I did was took a piece of twine and tied that in the middle. So I don't know if it kind of looks like a curtain a little bit, but I don't know. I like it. It's kind of quirky to me, but it fits really well with the red truck. But I absolutely love how this turned out. I ended up dry brushing some caramel acrylic paint on the edges just to bring this all together, and I really love how this looks. For the next easiest and shortest DIY, I took two of these like globe vases that I got from Target's Dollar Spot a while ago, and these pumpkin and berry picks from Walmart for $1. Just stuck them in there, and it's so cute. I mean, it elevated this vase so much. For our next DIY, we're going to take some of these pumpkins from Dollar Tree that come on clips, another square dowel rod, some paint, a crafter square canvas, the flat canvas, and some Shiplap craft paper or scrapbook paper. What I'm going to do is cut the pumpkins in half, removing the stems, and then cutting them in half using my box cutter. I ended up not using all the pumpkins, but I needed more to make sure I knew what I wanted to do. So this is how they all look cut up. And then I painted them white, my crystal chalk paint color, and then this moss green color from, I think it's Folk Art. I just got this paint set. So then the next thing I'm going to do is take my square dowel rods and go ahead and measure out again the length and width of this flat canvas. Went ahead and painted those black as well, but I did kind of like a dry brushing paint on them. I didn't want them completely black. So some of the wood still shows through, and it's very pretty. Then I just hot glued them to the edges of this canvas because I wanted the rods to touch the canvas and not the scrapbook paper. So the next I'm going to take the scrapbook paper that I got from Hobby Lobby for 69 cents. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and place one piece in there and then kind of crease it to where I would need to cut it down on the edge or underneath that dowel rod. I mean, you can see what I'm doing. And so then after I get that crease, I go ahead and just cut that down to size. And then I just use the other piece of scrapbook paper and do that for the piece that since the paper isn't long enough. So I just pretty much do the same thing and come away with a smaller piece. And then I take my glue stick again and adhere all of my paper right in place and make sure everything is smoothed out great. I use a lot of the glue on the glue stick when I put everything down to make sure that it stays. And it works really, really, really well, and it's super clean and not messy at all. I will literally keep driving home the point of how much more I like glue sticks than Mod Podge. If it gets on your nerves, just let me know. Next thing I'm doing is taking this free printable I actually got from Nicole over at the Week's Nest. She had this Welcome to Our Patch printable that she made, and I absolutely loved it when she had it in her video. I will link her video down in the description box below for you to check that out because she has some great printables. I literally downloaded and saved them all. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut down the paper and my graphite paper and then go ahead and trace that over so it transfers. I love using graphite paper now. I used to shade it with my pencil and trace it over, but graphite paper is just so much easier. Next, I'm going to take all of my pumpkins and just place them in a direction that I want. I went probably about 5 minutes trying to figure out how I wanted these set up, but I just wanted this a really clean, cute, nice project. So then the next thing I did after all of my pumpkins were down is I used some buffalo check ribbon. I got this smaller one from Walmart last year around Christmas time, but you can totally use the one from Dollar Tree if you have that on hand. But what I'm doing is go ahead and cutting down a little pieces of the ribbon to make stems. So all of my pumpkins are going to have this buffalo check ribbon stem because I wanted to, keep the whole theme going. So yeah, and then the easiest way that I found to go ahead and put the ribbon in there was to use my scissors and just kind of stuff it in there. Not really making a huge hole, but just stuffing it in there. And then to hang this up, I'm just using some twine. I knotted it and then hot glued down the knot and then glued a craft stick on top. And this is what it turned out to look like. I absolutely love this. I love the transfer, even though it's just pencil, but it just looks like so high end. I love the way that this looks, and I'm glad I didn't go over that with any marker or anything. And I just think these pumpkins are so cute. I think it's just the contrast and the texture and just the dimension to it all. I love this one. For my final DIY, I'm going to go ahead and take this Willow wreath from Dollar Tree. It's 12 inches in diameter. And then I'm going to take some of these florals. All of these are from Walmart and they were all 98 cents. So it's a pretty good steal and they're really good quality. So lamb ears, some cotton with some burlap leaves, and a pumpkin and berry mix stick. So all I don't use any hot glue. I just cut down the stems so that I can stick them in there and just stick them in there in the direction that I like. And then I made this burlap and buffalo check ribbon, tied that together with some twine, and then just kept the twine a little bit longer so that way I can tie it to the wreath and not have to hot glue anything down. Absolutely love how this turned out. I love just all the pieces go really well together, and just tying in that buffalo check ribbon in the end just makes me really happy to have this whole set. I mean, the buffalo check in all pieces are kind of subtle, but it still ties in every piece and looks so high end to me, and I love the way that all of these turned out. Well, all right, dolls, that's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure if you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks so much, dolls. Bye.